We are live. Let's see. I just got done running, so
yeah.
Ah.
Can you? Is there any way you can still put the emails in the description from where you're at now? Actually, just go comment on it, and you put yours in, I'll put mine in. We got 3 watching.
We'll talk to them while I'm doing this.
Good morning, guys. Holler into the comments. Say who you are, where you're from. Actually, we can't comment on it until it's done.
Well,
Brown-eyed trucker, good morning. Elo Flip, good morning. Trade still on the table. What's that mean, Anthony?
Trey. I'm trying to do that.
Okay.
Trades. What did you say?
Nothing. I was just reading the chat.
Oh.
Good morning, Midwest Picker.
The trade is still on the table. He said he wanted to trade Tom Brady for Patrick Mahomes straight up. He said 6 rings to 1 ring. I'm like, yeah, but hi, Midwest Picker. How you doing? You're in Chicago, Brown-eyed trucker. Right on.
Hey, I'm curious if you guys watching the chat. I tried to get an internet cable so I'd have a little bit better streaming. I'm curious what it looks like where you guys. It looks kind of grainy on my from my camera. I'm just trying to figure out if it's like my laptop or what it is.
It's a little grainy, but I think you're definitely on this time, a little faster.
I just hope the audio is not messed up because that last time it was a little slow.
Yeah, I think it looks like you're on now. Hopefully the audio doesn't have that weird echo.
Yeah,
I can kind of hear it, but not as bad as last time. I might need to put on headphones and. Hey, Philly Picker.
Morning,
How's it
Philly
going,
Picker.
Joe? Yeah, she says you're grainy too. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's not that big a deal, really. And
might be my laptop. It's kind of an older laptop, so.
What year was it?
It's probably like 5 years old.
Oh.
Grainy, but the sound is good.
Yeah.
Well, I got a gold-plated Cat9 Ethernet cable, so I was kind of hoping it would solve the problem, but.
Is it red-plated?
It's gold-plated.
Sorry, I need to tweet this out or share this. I don't think I shared it on Facebook. Sorry, we're not new to this.
Kenneth, the Kentucky Fam Channel. Good morning.
Hey, how's it going, Kenneth? This is all a little weird. Watching myself live on this.
Yeah, it's weird when you look at your phone. What's everybody up to this morning that's got you just tuned into live on YouTube? What are you guys up to? What's everybody up to? Hanging out. Got you just tuned into live on YouTube. Anthony's watching it.
Okay, share. Good Lord. Maybe get some Marceline people in. I was reading a thing today on Walt Disney, and when he came back in 1956, the year after he opened up Disneyland, and he came back to Marceline, he dedicated the Marceline pool, and then what did he do? He brought that train, that little that ride from Disneyland, and put it in the little park over there. Right. And they were talking about that. It was kind of neat, and how that dreaming tree was still there when he came back.
Have you ever seen the picture of my dad has the picture of when they opened the Disney pool that day, and they just let everybody in, and my dad's like 8 years old, or he's real little, and he's running like full speed, and Roy Disney is on the where the girls' bathroom came out. He's standing over on that side, and my grandpa is standing over on the other side, and there's a ton of kids. Like, I don't remember who all was in there, but it's a bunch of people that were like people we went to school with, parents and stuff, that were all running out, and like older people from the community were like there swimming that day when they opened it. But it's pretty cool because my dad, my grandpa, and Roy Disney are all in that photo.
Yeah, I remember that picture. It's funny because your dad looks the same now. Still, you can tell it's your dad. It's
yeah. Yeah, I requested that photo to be mine. Hopefully one of these days. It's pretty cool. I want to have it. So
yeah, hopefully not for a long time.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't realize too. Right before he died, he had actually purchased 40 acres, and he was gonna make a old time farm. He's gonna have a 1900s farm, like 1800s farm, the 19th century farm, and have like churning butter and all that stuff. He was gonna have a Disneyland there. They even had a 4-lane highway going into Marceline prepared by the governor of Missouri, and he died. He died like a month later, and then no one else was on board. Walt was the only one that really had the affinity for Marceline. It wasn't Roy.
Right.
Because Roy, when he went back there, he had to work. He had to work on the farm, and Walt just got to sit there and babysit his little sister and draw pictures. So it wasn't the same thing to Roy. So he was just like, yeah, farming, no. So
Midwest Picker says, cool. I have you guys on my 53-inch TV in my living room. Jason's video looks like low definition, not bad. So is the audio matching up? I know it's a little grainy, but is my audio matching up, or is it lagging? Because last time we did this, it was kind of lagging, and it kind of messed everything up. So
if it's lagging, it's very little. Oh, Kenneth, what's your other channel? I'm sorry. Sorry, I went running this morning. I was a little late, so I'm a little behind schedule.
Like last week.
Just like last
week.
Late
too. Maybe next week it could be early.
Maybe.
Last week, if you're on time, you're late. So
I was having to go get my Betty Crocker stuff, props. So
you want to talk Betty Crocker already? So that reminds me, I've got a little bit of a problem going on. My spatulas are missing. So I was trying to find one to bring into the chat today, and they're nowhere to be found. I think somebody's been watching the lives, and maybe they've hidden them from me. So my dad's like, "So tell me about red spatulas. What's going on? What are you doing?" My mom even brought it up. We had lunch the other day for her birthday. She was her and my birthday, and she said something about red spatulas. Does this have to do with red spatulas?
I'm sorry, that was just funny. Yeah, who would have thought we were going to talk about Art Vandelay and spatulas? Hey, well, I hear some weird background
on my end.
Usually that means it's my end. I don't know if I need to.
My HVAC system just kicked on in the background.
I think that's what it was.
Is it that loud?
It was just for a second, maybe. It doesn't matter. This isn't we're not claiming to be professionals or anything. Kenneth, what's your other channel?
My grainy picture.
Oh, Midwest. I'm sorry.
Hmm?
What'd you say?
I said, I'm definitely not with my grainy picture like this.
I've seen worse, believe me. I wouldn't go out and get a new laptop or anything.
I'm gonna buy a whole new gaming system, massive displays, 4 monitors, set up a command center. Las Vegas Thrifts, good morning.
Well, you saw that before me. Maybe I'm behind.
I've got my phone open next to me and I've got it turned down because it's like I hate how much the chat lags. I don't like.
I know.
I always feel like I'm like 3 minutes behind what the chat's talking about.
I agree.
Audio is good. That's good.
Okay, good.
At least you guys can hear my smart aleck remarks. So we got 7 people in the chat so far.
Right on. Yeah, I was gonna wait a little bit to start interviewing you a little bit. I don't have a lot of questions. I figured you're gonna go with it anyway.
I'll just be doing yep nopes to everything.
Yeah,
So.
maybe. Kinda.
I don't know. I've never heard of that.
What's that?
Keep track of everything on sticky notes. That's what I do.
Yep, me too.
So you actually do sticky notes. That's true. So I do have a funny story. While we're waiting, I can tell you.
Sure.
That I haven't told you. I don't think I told you yet. I was reading some article the other day, and I was clicking on some stuff, and I was just reading on my phone. I was like reading about something, and I saw this photo where somebody had posted a photo of a mouse that was mashed into some great thing at a Goodwill, like a thrift store, and everybody was commenting on it, and they were like, "What's the comps?" and all this stuff, and asking about it. And then somebody had posted a link to this zombie rat taxidermy thing that was on eBay. So I clicked on this link to look at it, and it opens up this rat that is so disgusting. And its mouth was propped open and it was all bloody. It was completely, and it had huge fangs and it was a giant rat. So then it brings up all this other taxidermy stuff on eBay. So now eBay app is constantly like, hey, are you interested in taxidermied rats? And it's sending me all this stuff. Every time I open my Weather Channel app, it's like the ad choices box pops up and it's full of like stuffed squirrels and deer.
That's awesome.
I'm like, I didn't even like they're like $1,000.
That's
like,
what happens. You look at one.
I'm gonna check eBay.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, but it's gross because it's like this. And I was gonna make the face of the rat, but I'm not gonna do that because I know you'll make that into the thumbnail. But it's like the rat is like holding its mouth open and it's got huge fangs and big crazy eyes and blood all over its face. So yeah, it's pretty nasty. So that anyway, that pops up now constantly. And then you get the notification from eBay and you're like, oh, I'm excited. Maybe I sold something. And then it's like, did you want to see more taxidermied rats? No, I don't.
No, it's too bad you can't talk to the AI. Like it was a joke. I just looked at one.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, I was just curious. I'm not into rats or stuffed raccoons. I don't understand.
Who would have thought, you get in trouble for saying the word Vero or Velcro, you get Vero, but you can sell stuffed rats. It's no big deal. Yeah. Got 7 in the chat. Well, I guess we just go ahead and start doing some interviewing, see where it goes.
It's 8:15. Let's just go ahead and start. The way we're going to do this, it'll be on your channel anyway, so people can come back and watch it if they want.
I agree. All right. Now, I kind of know what you're selling on eBay, but what would you kind of like to focus on selling on eBay? Or would you just rather just have it a broad spectrum?
Not sure yet. I don't think I've figured that out. I've just been kind of playing around with it, doing stuff on trying to sell stuff. I don't, starting this, it wasn't like I really needed a huge side income. It was kind of just for fun because I like the game of reselling and just trying to find stuff and sell it because it's just like a game to me. It's like fun to figure out something I can buy cheap and resell. So I think if I could find something to like bring in from, somewhere else, like from China or something, and scale it up. That'd be kind of the bread and butter if you could find something to bring in numbers. But I also think just doing like unique stuff, garage sales, like gaming stuff maybe. And I don't know, really into like the vintage stuff. I like antiques and stuff, but some of that stuff's real big and heavy. So I'm not sure where that's going to lead. But I did go to a couple a thrift store and a Goodwill yesterday, and man, there wasn't hardly anything there. I found like a cool catcher's mitt that I'm going to list. And once again, I found a mug, and it says, pumpkin, it's something pumpkin spice. So I thought it would sell, and it's kind of a cool looking mug. Everybody loves pumpkin spice. So I thought that would sell, but actually my daughter was like, Dad, no more mugs. Your whole eBay thing is going to be mugs. And I'm like, I know it kind of already is, but right now I got like 70% mugs on there right now. But so she was like blocking me. She's like, don't even go near the mugs. She's like, you're going to be, because we have that joke about mugs and thugs was my YouTube channel name. She's like, that's going to be real. So no more mugs.
So you got a good eye.
I don't know. I do. Like I said, I think my thing going forward, maybe this summer, will be thrift or garage sales and estate sale type stuff. I don't know. Every thrift store I go into, I'm just like hugely disappointed. So I've been watching a ton of people that are doing these hauls from Goodwill on YouTube, and they find all this cool stuff, and everywhere I go, it's just like crappy knickknacks and weird smelling clothes and stuff I wouldn't feel comfortable reselling. So, yeah. But I do know that one thrift store I stopped by in Colorado Springs was pretty awesome. That was really nice. Had like hardwood floors.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of hit or miss down here. Sometimes it depends on the time of the day too when you go, because it's already been cleaned out. Because some people know the routine of when they bring out the stuff if it's not a bins.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of hit or miss. There's one here that's good, and there's Goodwill, and there's another Goodwill here that's one's good, one's great, not good. So you never know. And then the one that's not very good actually has more antique stuff though. So
right.
If I'm looking for antiques, I go to the one that's not as good in general. So
right.
Yeah, Midwest Picker. My name's Anthony. Yeah.
Weird thing though, the first thing I ever sold was a mug. It was when I started my new account, and I sold that Olaf frozen mug. That was the first thing I sold, and I had like just a couple mugs listed. Yep. Weird thing is I kind of have affinity for mugs myself. Like I just like them, so I just think, oh, these are like most of my knowledge or interest is based on what I like, not what might actually sell. So I got to be careful not to become a hoarder on mugs. So I'm gonna end up with like 1 billion mugs in my house.
Well, you got room, but
that's true.
Well, but what you're saying too is you do. Most people don't know you, but that's kind of what you do. You'll buy mugs for people. I mean, it's not just. It's kind of your thing in a weird way, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, so it's easy.
Mugs and spatulas. So coffee and pancakes.
Right. That's why baseball cards are easy for me and football cards, because I was already doing it, collecting them. So now I just get rid of the ones I don't really want to collect. You know.
Right.
Now, let's see. Go over your. I know that's going to be kind of hard.
I feel like you're getting ask me something weird. My look on your face.
No, it's just going to be hard just because you've done a lot of different things. Go over some of the jobs you've had since you were. Your first job, what was it? Let's start at the grocery store, Pringers, and just go from there. Because you probably forget how many jobs you've had.
That's way back, man. That's so far back.
You can knock these out.
You want me just to list them all?
Just so people kind of know who you are. You're a trucker, but people don't realize what you've done.
I was a stock boy and carry-out kid at the local grocery store when I was in high school, and I was like the worst worker ever. And I know that everybody I worked with like hated working with me because I was super lazy, but I was there. Looking back, I was like, why are these guys always so mean and like they don't like working with me? What's the big deal? I never realized like you know, like somebody's got to do the work. And if I'm not doing it right, or I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, someone else there, that one of my coworkers was doing it. And it wasn't, I was really letting them down by not doing a good job. And that was way back. That was one of my first jobs. Then I worked for my dad, and I just did all kinds of everything from like working on computers and scanning photos and doing that to hauling books around. And when he owned his history book publishing company, hauling books around and doing like work on his buildings, like tearing walls out and all that kind of stuff. I worked at KFC as a fry cook. That may have been one of the worst jobs I've ever had in my life. Elbow deep in chicken fat and deep fryer stuff. That was nasty. Worked at when we went to Missouri Western in college, I worked at the computer lab, worked at RPS at 5 in the morning, unloading trucks with you and Graves. Applebee's, server, cook, manager. CC's Pizza, general manager, another worst job I ever had. Then I went to work at Pepsi, route sales driver. Cisco, route driver and sales rep. And then I did ERP, which would be another food service delivery. And now I do line haul driving. So did I miss anything you were thinking of?
No, you said GM, didn't you? You said GM at Applebee's, right?
No, I wasn't the general manager. I was assistant manager.
Okay. Is there another platform you want to sell on, or would you like to try an antique booth, or would you just kind of want to stick to eBay and try to get good at it first?
I try to get good at eBay first, and then I do think it'd be fun to have like an antique booth or like a flea market or something. I don't know. I know I need to get a lot more product for, inventory before I can do that. I need stuff, and maybe this summer I might have time to start one of those up. But good morning, Twistina, Thriftina. Las Vegas Thrifts, good morning. I don't know anybody else I didn't say good morning to. Midwest Picker, Las Vegas Thrifts, yeah.
Hey, Twistina. Sorry, that StreamYard's way behind on the chat.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in doing like a bunch of platforms. I think it'd be more beneficial to just do like one platform or just one or two, and then kind of funnel everything to that instead of having stuff listed everywhere. I think you'd have more luck doing like a YouTube channel and or Instagram and or other social media, and kind of funnel stuff all back to like an eBay page or an eBay store.
Yep.
And then and then funnel or siphon off the stuff that I couldn't sell on eBay that I picked up somewhere and put it in a booth or like a flea market or like a antique deal, stuff that's heavy, typewriters and some of that kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah, I have some like antique bowling balls and all kinds of stuff that there's no way I'd sell on eBay.
Bowling balls?
Yeah.
I got a lot of cannonballs, weighs 800 pounds.
Can you pirate ship that? No. It's a cannonball.
I got a whole truckload of cinder blocks. I got a good deal on them. I'm gonna put them on eBay. Sweet. They're laced with rebar and concrete.
I guess that's the main questions I kind of had, but I just wanted to make sure kind of people knew where you were coming from. And one question I wanted to ask too was on your channel, what do you kind of want to do with your channel upcoming on that? What do you want them to see that you're going to have on your channel?
It's a good question. I'm actually getting ready to kind of hit a dry spell, so I'm not going to have anything for a couple of weeks. But I did do like an introduction. I did do one thrift haul from a Goodwill. I did an unboxing when I got my scale, and I did my first what sold video. So I'll probably do some what sold videos as I have stuff that sells. But I'm hoping here coming up in a little bit, I'll be able to do some more like thrifting type videos and stuff like that, because I'm going to be out and about a lot more. I was just in Kansas City yesterday, and I went to a couple, but like I said, they were so bad. I was like, I'm not going to film anything. These are, you walk in and you're just like, we won't be here long. You just know that it's not a good deal. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. Also, probably, I don't know. I kind of want to do some little YouTube tutorial stuff, because I see so much stuff that people aren't doing that I kind of want to throw out there. So
yeah,
but I don't want to run people off that are really interested in just doing reselling type stuff, because they're like, so I'm kind of, I don't know. I don't know how that's going to go. I don't know where that's going to lead, but I've got a couple ideas. I don't know. I might just do a separate playlist for it. I don't know. I do have a couple videos that I'm probably going to work on for a couple ideas that relate to that. That would be my next thing coming up.
Yep. That's cool. Yeah, because I'd like this channel to kind of be something toward the lines of helping people with their channels and doing both. Make sure people get a little bit of YouTube creating and a little bit of how to resell. And that's kind of what I want to do with this live channel in the mornings. And so I'm sure I'll be doing a lot more of that in my creating videos too.
Yeah.
And like some of the stuff that you've helped me with, and how to link Instagram and how to utilize different platforms. The first day I used TikTok, I got someone to come in my live from TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know what, because I still think that the people we should be targeting as resellers are people that are going to college and people that are stay-at-home moms,
Right.
because they have the most need for it, in my opinion. And I don't think we really most people target them, or people that are handicapped or can't get to work and work a whole day.
Right.
They are on disabilities or something like that. So I think that we haven't really hit our audience of who really needs our kind of business. So I think that's what I'd like to kind of do with this show.
Morning, K&D Flips. Morning, Simply Dana. Morning, Rev Resale.
Well, I forgot
In a man.
little in a man luck. Hey, Rev Resale.
Yeah.
Simply Dana. Thanks, K&D Flips. Thanks everybody for joining. If I miss anybody. You finally got some IKEA bags? Yeah, I like the IKEA bags because they just fold up so small. You can throw 2 of those things. They fold up so nice. Throw in your back pocket and flip them out, and that's what I like about them.
Yeah.
I got mine through Commonwealth Picker, I think. 5 for $15 or something.
Yeah. I did want to say, just throw that out there, that I named the channel Roadwarrior Reseller, not because I'm like out fighting people and I'm a warrior, but the Road Warrior just signifies how much you travel. Because it's like anytime you apply for a job and it says like level of travel required, and it will say, little to none, or it'll say like Road Warrior, which means you're traveling a lot. So that's why I always use that name for stuff like this, just because I travel a lot. So.
Well, it just sounds good. It sounds like you should be in Mad Max.
Yeah.
Does anybody in the chat have some questions for Jason? Please throw them up and we'll try to answer them. Keep them PG.
Yeah, I was wondering when you're going to break that out. When you put that on in the thumbnail, I just think of like some crazy guy selling like furniture on some weird commercial or something. Like he's got like a staff and he's like screaming, Sunday.
You found me out. Well, I like the colors. I like cartoon stuff anyway, so I think it'll look good for the thumbnail.
Right.
500 subs. Oh shoot, Rev Resell. You just keep putting out videos. That'll be nothing. I just think, with us under 1,000, just got to put out videos. Hope some of them get caught up, and like Dumpster Diver Dad had a video that just keeps getting views, and he's getting 100 hours a day now just from one video. So, just keep putting them out. You put out good videos. Questions for Jason? All right. Jason, you have any questions for me?
Sure. I was going to ask you, what are your plans for the future for, all your businesses and stuff? You got so much stuff going on. You got the mowing, power washing, the booths, you're doing eBay, you're talking about Macari. Like, how are you going to funnel that going forward, and how are you going to deal with all that this spring when you start mowing again?
It's a good question.
Plus YouTube.
I've been thinking about the process of just actually setting up my day exactly like this is when this hour this gets done, this hour this gets done, and just to kind of work with that for a while. And I'm scaling back my lawn mowing, so I'm not going to be taking as much as I did last year. If I take stuff, it'll be close to the other customers I already have, so I don't have to drive much in between. And I'm going to push my power washing because I make more money power washing. It's just not as consistent, but it's easier to go get, the mold on the side of a house has been there for 3 years, but the grass grows like that. And so you can't let the grass keep growing. So you can't put it off. And so it's hard to get away. It's hard to ever get away with mowing. So we'll see how it goes. I'll try. I don't know. I'll just have to scale something back, but I've got my process down with the flea market and antique mall. I just dump stuff in there whenever I can list at home and just tag up stuff. And I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Since I don't have kids and a wife, I actually can really work all day. And
you're not married?
No. Me and Bo.
Andy Flip says, offer to mow at homes having garage sales so you can kill two birds with one stone.
Well, yeah.
You kind of already do that.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Tommy, for joining in. Reseller man. Yeah, it's kind of nice to Thursdays because a lot of people down here run garage sales Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So on Thursday, I always make it really an easy morning so I can go route myself out in the yard sale treasure map and take my route with my vehicle. And so I just go out mowing and go garage sale at the same time. So that's one thing that's kind of nice about, although it puts off time that, it makes my day kind of long sometimes, but yeah. Actually, yes, that does work, Tommy. You run over their grass on their concrete and smear and crap, and then they have to have you power wash. It's happened. I didn't mean to, but or just black marks.
She says, I create schedules, but something always comes up to cause me to put one thing off. Yeah.
Yeah, I just try to do stuff in hours increments because I find if I'm trying to do like 5 things in an hour, I'm not giving it much time, and I need to focus a little bit more. But spoon, haha, yeah. It's a Dave Matthews song that I can't play. But yeah, I think sourcing is so much easier if you have money coming in. It's so much easier to go buy that stuff and taking a chance if you got money coming in. It becomes a little bit more stressful sourcing if you don't have money that you can feel you can replace it with. Unless you have a wife that's making a ton of money too, I guess.
Tommy says, Lynn, I just gave up on schedule. All it did was allow me to fail at something else. That's kind of my opinion on New Year's resolutions. I never set them because, but I do make goals, and when I decide to do something, I just do it.
Yeah, I do the same thing. That's why I like to take lessons and things like that because you have a set time. You just do it, even if you don't feel like it. You just know when it's gonna. You set that time away. That's why I like to work out in the morning. Just get it done, out of the way. Then you don't worry about it, stress about trying to get it done later on.
What are your plans going forward with your, are you going to keep all your booths and stuff the way they are? Or are you going to change them up?
Actually, right now they're going really good. I've got glass booths in both of my antique mall and then the flea market mall. So I can put my cards in those and I don't have to worry about anybody stealing them. And I got 2 open booths, in one in the antique mall and one in the flea market booth. And the flea market booth almost does better than the antique mall booth, just because I can put anything in there. And you wouldn't believe all the hats I sell, the DVDs I've sold. I sell what do you call it? Sports games in my booth. I didn't think, you can't sell those on eBay. They won't go at all. You can't lot them
Sports
up.
games, like video sports games, or what do you mean?
Yeah, video sports games. Only ones that don't sell is like Xbox, the original Xbox, and some of the Wii stuff doesn't sell. But yeah, I've been surprised about how much, basically the stuff that didn't sell on eBay has been selling in my booth. So I've been
right.
Blister boxes. Oh yeah. The the basketball cards that we were talking about. They've been flying off the shelf around here. We can't even keep them in stock. Yeah, time management's tough. And I can't imagine have a wife and kids and stuff. I don't know how you guys do it so well. I mean, that's kind of like some of the real successful people. They say like um, they control their time better than anybody, because everybody has the same amount of time no matter who they are. So most people that are successful just utilize it better. Any sports, yeah.
I had something I wanted to bring up. I wanted to talk. I always see when I'm listing stuff on eBay, I always see that it offers the easy pricing, where your price goes down 5% every 10 days. I was going to ask the chat how many people do that, if you guys do it, and if you think it's a good thing to do or not. I was looking through different eBay stores the other day. Just sometimes I do that. I just pick a store and just look at it and see like what they're doing to see if I'm missing anything, or just to get ideas. And the other day I had looked at Lindy Glenn's store, that beauty on a budget or whatever it's called, and I noticed all of her stuff was priced like $8.87 or $6.42, or it was all real weird numbers, and I didn't understand what that was. But I was just thinking yesterday, I wonder if she has the easy pricing turned on for like every item and just lets it go down in price because it only goes down to a certain point and then it stops.
Right. Yeah, I've never messed with that. I guess if you had it real scaled up, you would probably, maybe you need to, if you knew that you could still get money out of it, you need to get money back to get more.
Tommy says no, he doesn't use it and he hates it. So
yeah, I don't use it. I want to control my prices. I don't want to. I hate how it asks.
Here's Lynn says, I did it in the beginning because I really didn't understand and it was a disaster for me. I like to be in control of my own price drops. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wonder if you had a ton of stuff listed, if it would almost be the equivalent of every time the price went down, like revising it, and eBay would trigger like an algorithm to maybe promote your stuff in a way more to people. You know what I'm saying? Like it would make it more current.
I think a lot of people just run sales so they can see that 10% off red line through it. So I think that otherwise you drop it, some people don't even remember what the price was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's why a lot of people just run sales on their store. Is that what everybody's saying? Yeah, 24-hour sales and stuff like that. Right. I think that's probably someone that's so scaled up that she just doesn't want to spend the time doing this. I don't know.
It is kind of annoying that it asks you that like every time you go in and revise anything or anytime you list anything.
It really annoys me because it's right there because you think it wants you to push it. It drives me
kind of like YouTube constantly asking me if I want to upgrade every time I open, or YouTube Music. Did you want to upgrade? No. What about now? No.
How about now?
What about now? No, I'm driving. Quit asking me.
I actually.
All right, I'll ask you again in 2 minutes. What about now?
I actually bought it because the $2.99 is worth not having to put up with the stupid commercials.
Yeah, like I'll pay you $100. Just quit asking me if I want the premium. I'll buy everything. I want all of it. I want max everything. I want YouTube TV.
Yeah. I try a little bit of everything. I try promoted listings. Sometimes promoted listings seem like they help, but I think some items it doesn't help. So I think you gotta be careful on that you might have sold it. You may have just given eBay a bunch of money for no reason.
Rev Resell says, I love the eBay emails. I have 500 listings and I get 10,000 emails a day.
No kidding. Same here. I'm getting sick. That's why I can't imagine doing Poshmark, all the notifications. I already get enough notifications from eBay and everything else. It's like, ugh.
Just need to go into the notifications and turn them off, I guess.
But some of them I want. I just don't want every single one of them.
Do you guys ever get the notification on eBay and you're like, yes, I sold something, and it's just something stupid?
Yeah.
Hey, reminder, an item you're watching is ending today and it's yours, and it's like just renewing.
Are you still interested? No. Yeah. I never was. I was just doing comparison pricing.
Are you still interested in that Mario mug?
What was that mug you had last time? I couldn't see it. What did it say on the other side?
Doesn't say anything. It's just the green tube from Mario that they would go down in, and it has the bricks on the bottom.
Right. But then you had another one last time, didn't you? That was.
That one's it's a heat changing mug, and it's like the mug's in like Bowser's castle, and when you put coffee in it, the flames light up. The ones that would shoot across the screen at you. Yeah. When something's cold in it, they're not there. But when you put some hot in it, there's little flames, and there's the little little dragon guys. I don't remember what they were called. They're like walking around it.
That's freaking hilarious. I forgot to ask you last time. I promote like 80% of my stuff right now. I just kind of want to get that stuff out so I have money for garage sales.
Candy Flip says, are you still interested in the Betty Crocker spatula? We talked about that for a minute when we first started this morning.
Yeah. I
was joking around because I can't find any of my spatulas, so I brought this Betty Crocker measuring cup for luck. But I think somebody in my household saw the last video and they hid them all from me. So plus I sold the ones, that utensil set that I had sold it like 2 weeks or a week ago.
No Art Vandalay today. Hey, Saber. Thanks for joining for a minute. Just a bunch of resellers. Saber sells some vintage stuff on Etsy. I used to work with him back here in Springfield, Missouri. What is the Etsy? Is it 10% just like eBay? I haven't tried Etsy. That's one thing I probably should try since I have so much vintage stuff.
Hey, is your email bluegrasspickers or picker@gmail.com?
It's actually long.lawnandorder@gmail.com. Hey, Candace. Thanks for joining the live. Who knows? Yeah, it changes all the time. That's one thing I like about my flea market booth. It does cost money to rent, but most of the time I sell enough of stuff that I would never sell. So it's just kind of getting rid of my junk, and pays for me having other stuff that I really am making a lot of money on. But they charge 10%, but if someone pays cash, you don't have to get the PayPal fee. So it's a little better than eBay, but you have to wait a month to get that money back sometimes.
Hey, so I'm just going to change the topic real quick because we're pushing up on 9 o'clock and there's a lot of people in the chat. And I just wanted to say, we are talking about doing this live chat like on every week on Fridays. And we would kind of want to interview people and bring in other people. So I'm going to put in the chat our email if you want to be on here and be interviewed to talk about kind of your side business, side hustle, like whatever it is. It doesn't have to be reselling, but if you wanted to come on and talk about it, just send one of us an email and just let us know a little bit about what you would talk about. And whichever one of us, if you know one of us or wanted to email one of us, I just threw it in the chat, so you can shoot us an email if you want to be on here. But we kind of talked about having a little framework of some stuff we would go through and just ask, how you got started and kind of what you do. And And also, if you want to email, if you don't want to be interviewed, but you have something that you wanted to learn or something you're interested in, you can throw out and maybe give us some question ideas. We already have a bunch of stuff that we want to ask people, but if you have something that you're interested in learning, throw that into an email and shoot it to us.
Yeah, just if you want to, a lot of the people under 1,000 subs kind of need to get little more subs, but especially in our community. So this is a good way to do it. And plus, we're going to get some good info. And
I like learning stuff. I want to ask people questions, just learn what they do. I listen to a lot of different podcasts and stuff. That I listen to a lot of finance and real estate podcasts to learn about how to do that stuff down the road. And they ask a lot of interesting questions, and I tune in just to learn what other people do.
Yep. They just announced a huge advertising fee on Etsy yesterday. Everybody's mad about it. That's interesting. 40%, yeah, from promoted. Yeah, I've been promoting mine too, and I just having global shipping program on eBay is nice because a lot of the sports card guys aren't doing that. And I've sold some cards that I shouldn't got that much money for to Canada and stuff because they can't get them. So I think everybody needs to make sure they're on global shipping program at least if they're not doing simple export. Hi, Michelle. Thanks for joining in. Financial. Hey, Jason, there's a good question.
Yeah, I was looking at my podcast list. The one I was thinking of, I literally couldn't think of.
Jason's got a wealth of knowledge on this.
There's a couple that I really like. There's one called Money for the Rest of Us. I can't think of his name. He actually has a YouTube channel, and I listen to it on Stitcher, and he does all kinds of stuff. He's a brilliant dude. He's been like a hedge fund manager and all kinds of stuff, but he talks a lot about all kinds of stuff. Bigger Pockets there's one called Bigger Pockets, and they have a real estate podcast and a money podcast. I listen to both of those. And then there's actually, if you've ever checked out bogleheads.org, that is a massive forum that is all about finance and investing and personal finance and all that kind of stuff. And they actually started a podcast. I listen to that. And then I've always liked Dave Ramsey. Yeah, those are the main ones I listen to.
So what would you say about what happened with the stock going down recently? What do you think about all that?
Well, I don't know. I feel like I should throw out a disclaimer before I start talking. I don't know. It's got a huge drop. Everybody's talking about that it's from the coronavirus and all that kind of stuff, and it has went down quite a bit. And everybody's talking about when to buy and all that kind of stuff, but it's kind of back down to about where it was, a year ago or a little over a year ago, where it had kind of been for a long time, and then it ramped way up. So now it's back to that, but it's hard to say what to do. Is it a good time to invest? I mean, it's probably a better time to invest now than it was 3 weeks ago or a month ago. But what's it going to do going forward? You don't know. You only know what it did in the past and where it's at now, and that's all we can look at it and know. You don't know what it's going to do in the future. You might. I feel like I'm wrong about this stuff a lot, looking at stocks and stuff, but all the index funds were way up. The Dow and the Nasdaq and all that stuff all the Vanguard funds were just like blown out.
Yep.
A month ago. So is it better time to buy now than it was a month ago? Yeah. What's it going to do next week? I have no idea.
It makes you wonder if people are going to start buying a bunch of penny stocks,
Yeah.
Because that might be the only way to make money right now for some of those guys.
I don't know. I definitely subscribe to the Boglehead idea, and like Dave Ramsey stuff. You just got to have a set percentage of money going into it, and every paycheck it needs to be going into that, and it needs to be in something safe, index type funds or something going forward, just dollar cost averaging. And then if you want to have a small percentage of money set aside to play with stocks and stuff, then I mean, that's cool, but I don't like doing a lot of the stock stuff. Some people made a ton of money doing it. I don't have that kind of luck, so I don't usually like to do that.
Yeah, I think it should be just like a side thing, and
Yeah.
I know people that like did the whole what do you call it? The digital money, Bitcoin, and they did all the other ones too. And I doubt they're in a good place right now. You know, they bought really high. Promoting an item is better than just being a bit lower than the lowered price. And I've heard too that if you put promoted, I'm not sure, Tommy, it'd be a good question. I've been doing promoted too, not just like 1.1%. I actually been promoting at trending rates because I've done a little study on that, and like if you don't promote at trending rates, it's almost not worth doing it either. So I don't know. It's a good question for Tommy. Tracy usually knows a lot about that.
Rev Resell says the market is in correction.
Yeah, most likely. Well, and I think, you know, as much as the coronavirus, but everybody's in that doesn't know what's going to happen for the election, so everybody's just kind of backing off. Who knows? But if you see that, you know, if you see the stock market the last 100 years, it's always the same thing. You know, it's always rising eventually.
Yeah, I agree with that comment you got up there now. I mean, I think that's the most important thing is just don't get out of it when it goes down. Because people that, when they're like, yeah, the stock market's down, so I quit investing and sold everything. It's like, that's the worst thing you can do. I mean, it's on sale. So just stick with it.
Don't do
unless
it the
you're
90.
literally like getting ready to retire, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because you still have the same amount of shares if it's in like some type of retirement account, as long as it isn't all in one single stock. If it's in like a retirement account, it doesn't matter. Just stick with it.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, does everybody do global shipping on here? Just wondering. Tommy probably does simple export. I do simple export to Canada on some of my cards, and I just don't. I don't know. Yeah, I figured that's probably a lot the case. I remember when stock went down to 6,500 and people were talking to me asking if they should pull the 401k out and all that stuff. And I'm like, huh? No, you know, I'm like, you have to pay taxes on that too. I'm like, no, I'm like, I asked him, I remember my buddy, it's like, I go, but they've matched you. So have you even lost as much as you put in yet? And he's like, no. I'm like, well, then what are you worried about? I'm like, you're still above, really, you know?
Yeah, I was talking to somebody and they were like, yeah, we totally quit investing back when, you know, the stock tanked in 2008. And I was like, why did you do that? It was like half price. And he was like, yeah, we moved everything into like like into bonds or something. I don't know. It was like, you should have done that before it dropped, not after it dropped. And I'm not a financial guru. I'm sure somebody thinks I don't know what I'm talking about. Just mind me saying anything, because everybody is so opinionated when it comes to finance stuff. But then I was also talking to somebody with my company when I was setting up 401k last year, and they were like, yeah, I only invest in stuff that's doing really good. And it kind of made me laugh because he pretty much was only he was rearranging his paycheck constantly to only go to the funds that were like at the highest price. And I was like, so you're basically buying everything at the highest price constantly. And he was like, well, yeah, it's like it's doing its best right then. And I said something about how I just read that book, Money Mastering the Game by Tony Robbins. And he was like, all right, just 2 minutes, give me bullet points, all the best stuff. I mean, I don't want all the fluff. And I was like, I'm not going to, I was like, it's ridiculous. It's funny.
Right.
I'm like, you're the person in the leadership role here. I'm just a peon employee. So
whatever. It's gonna be your show too.
Yeah.
Clearance aisle stock over there down. Yeah. That's a good question.
High and sell low is never going to work. Yeah, I buy spatulas at like $2 and sell them for $1 every day, all day
long.
all day long.
I even deliver it in my truck.
I hand deliver them, making it rain.
Catch. Meet me at the McDonald's drive-through.
See you, K&D Flips. Have a good day.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
Told that Walmart and Domino's pizza stock is good to buy around Christmas time. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm not a big stock guy. I was always more of a collect baseball card guy. But
yeah, I got all my money tied up in video game controllers.
Should.
Yeah.
Mugs.
And mugs.
Yeah.
One of these days it's gonna pay off big.
It's gonna pay off, I swear.
Yeah. When I'm just waiting for the prices to get right on mugs, and I'm gonna start really killing it.
Yeah.
So
that's like that Renzi, that duo. They were on Harry Tornado before. I've watched them. They do shoes only, and they make so much money. And all they do is go around and do shoes only. So interesting.
Man, and shoes kind of freak me out. It's almost like underwear or something. I don't. I mean, I think
I understand that, but what they were explaining was everybody has shoes. Everybody has to, they bust. Eventually, you're going to need new shoes. And it's like,
your best use says financial experts make it hail and not rain. Yeah. Making it hail.
I can't imagine being like Edward Jones having to like talk to all their customers after it drops 3,000 points. No, it'll be fine. Yeah. I swear.
Yeah, just stick with it. We're good here. It went down to 1,000 points today. You're fine. Just. I'm sure they do a lot when people call and they're like, "Yeah, he's not in right now. Can I take a message?" Don't patch any calls through to me. I can't imagine being like a guy that does like a brokerage back the old way that, your phone guy you call. I mean, so much stuff's just on the internet now. You can do it all yourself, but
right.
Not too many people can make shoes.
Hey, thanks, Victoria. Thanks for joining in for a minute.
Everyone needs shoes. I know they do. I know it's something that would probably be an easy thing or not easy, but a good thing to flip because you can get them a good price at thrift stores. The thrift store I was at yesterday had underwear on the rack. So
if they had tags,
vintage, they don't.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
No.
But like the thing with shoes is like what he was explaining, which makes sense, is like he knows their market. He doesn't really have to like comp, and he doesn't have to constantly test and this, he's got his process down. And when he went to go start doing hard goods and things like that, he's like, I made more money, but it was taken away from what I was better at, that I had my process down for. I'm like, yeah, it kind of makes sense,
right.
That, you kind of have to stick to a kind of a niche, but branch out, but like get your niche down good. Drank the Kool-Aid. What did I do? $6. I can't sell on eBay. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I sell some shoes, but I only mainly like really good ones. So when I find them, I've sold like Allen Edmonds and things like that, but I'm like, I don't want to clean them. That's my thing, honestly.
Yeah.
But they like that. What they said is they liked cleaning shoes, and that's. I'm like you were saying, it's like dirty feet and nasty. I'm not a big fan, but if they're leather shoes and stuff like that, it's a little easier, I guess. I don't know.
I think that's why I like the idea of like finding unique stuff and or gaming type stuff. Yeah. I don't know.
I guess that's the only way to scale it up is to do something like they did.
Yeah. So I think I'd be more interested in if I could find new shoes somewhere at a really good price somehow, whether it was some kind of like liquidation lot, like, through bulk or wholesale ninjas, or I don't know what, like buy like a pallet of shoes that were, something like that would interest me more than buying used shoes. I don't know though. I mean,
right. And that's the thing is where you kind of realize, like, I like the finding of the cool stuff. the unique stuff that someone's going to go, holy crap, almost like repurposing it.
Right.
If I'm just selling shoes only or mugs only, I don't know if I just wouldn't like that. And I think that's kind of the whole purpose is we're all have our main jobs. And this is just kind of something that's fun that we can actually make money off of. And if it's not going to be fun, then don't mess with it.
Ugly old ladies' shoes sell good, and they never got worn, I assume because the person wasn't around long enough.
Oh, gosh. That's probably true. Well, they just didn't do a lot of walking. Just had them on.
Yeah. Yeah, I just listed a pair of shoes. This person died, so they didn't wear them that much. So they should be good to go. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I don't know. You can't help you if you have if they're used shoes, they're dirty. That's the thing. I mean, like an old shirt, you feel like it was clean at least, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah, at least with the clothes, it could be washed. Like shoes like cannot be really washed. I mean, they can be wiped off, but you can't really fully like wash it.
Yeah. I would never. That's for me. I couldn't. I mean, I just like to know. I like to hear them say like their business model. They stick to it, you know. But I took things from it, but I'm not going to do that. Good Lord. Like I said, I just don't want to clean them. Ugh.
Stick your hand up in them and get a brush going on the bottom. Get a good scrub down going.
Hey, Georgina. UK or
you can put them in the freezer for a couple hours and let them get frozen. That way that you don't have to smell them.
That's true. Agreed. Yeah, golf. I used to love golf, but it's like a money suck hole. It takes 3 hours of your day, which is fun, but it's 3 hours, and then you gave them money to suck hole your day.
That reminds me, I was looking at golf stuff yesterday at one of the thrift stores, and I was looking at they had a pretty decent little sports section, and I was hoping Art Vandelay was going to be in there here this morning because I wanted to talk bats.
I
did
know.
actually see some bats that I was looking at, and I thought I don't. They looked kind of rough, so I didn't.
Yeah. Well, one of those big deals on that was the composite bats. You want to get the composite bats because those are usually the college and the high school bats for baseball, and they have that extra shield on the outside. If you've ever seen them, and what was it? Is it -3 is the college bats. It's the length to the weight. It has to be whatever it is. I'm not exactly sure, so don't quote me on it, but
they did have quite a few golf clubs and stuff too. I did see. I was looking up. They had a tailor-made putter I was looking at, but some of the prices in this one were so high. I probably could have sold some of it, but they were asking so much. I was like, it's not really. We didn't stay there long. Yeah,
when it comes to like golf clubs, Callaway is pretty much like if I see Callaway, it's worth it. You know, I remember a thrift mine one time. They had somebody like had a golf clothes. They were like a golf dealer or something, and they had all these Callaway golf clubs laid out. He just kind of looked at them and went on. I'm like, you know, he didn't even ask how much they were.
Swamp Picker says got a practice golf club for $1 and sold it for $50.
Yeah, those practice.
Pretty good ROI.
Yeah, those practice ones that have that hinge thing. I think they don't make them anymore. So I think those are. My dad used to have one. They're actually pretty handy. Just make sure you have your rhythm because if you don't have a good rhythm, it'll break. And sports stuff's hot right now. Yeah, I'm getting ready to list a bunch of mitts and stuff that I've got. I sold some wrestling shoes 2 days ago, and thank God because wrestling just went over here. So I thought they were going to have to wait till another year.
Yeah, that was the only thing I found yesterday that I thought was really decent. Was I found that catcher's mitt, the Easton catcher's mitt, for like $3.
Yeah. Did you say it had like a one lace broken?
It has one lace that's broken, but I can tie it. I'm just going to tie it and list it. It's actually in pretty good shape. So
yeah, cool.
It's not really in a spot where it'll affect the actual.
And they could probably fix it. better
Part of
anyway.
the ball hits. It'll look normal. There's a lot of places where the laces are tied on the back, so I'm gonna just thread it through and tie it.
Yep. I've got a bunch of old Ping stuff. I have a Woodwood, a 1, 3, and a 5 of Pings, those old Karstens from Phoenix. And I got those they were $6 a piece at Goodwill, but I got those to sell, and I can't sell them. They're just too dang cool. I know I'll never find a 1, 3, and a 5 like that ever again. And they're in good shape. It looks like, because those Woodwoods, they got hit, dinged. They would really, you could see the mark in them, you know. These are still in great shape. So whoever had them kept them great.
Remember when we played golf in high school, the first pair of golf clubs I think I started with were my dad's old golf clubs, or some that we had like in our basement when I was a kid, and they were actually wooden golf clubs. And I remember one time I was teeing off and the whole head flew off of it, and I think I went home and I think I ended up getting a new set after that. I was like, Dad, they like broke in half.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I have like what's his name? That reseller guy. He sells a bunch of sports stuff, and he's in Arizona. And the Royals play their spring training down in Arizona. So I told him to be on the lookout for Royal stuff that I'm sure people down there don't want it, so they can probably get it cheap. And I was like, I'll pay you better money than you can get down there for it. So lot it up, and I'll buy a reseller box of it. He said he's going to keep some.
I did see quite a few like baseball gloves yesterday, though. Some of them were like, there was a lot of kids stuff, they had them all. They had them priced at like $2.90. A lot of them at $2.99 and $1.99. So I was looking a couple of them up, but a lot of them they had a Mizuno one, but it was pretty crappy. So I didn't even want to mess with it, but I did look at that one.
Well, one thing about the catcher's mitts that most people don't realize is why they sell so fast is because when you get a catcher's mitt and you buy it brand new, it takes forever to break that thing in. So when you're a kid, if you're under 16 and you're trying to be a catcher, you can't use those new catcher's mitts. So you really need an old one. So people are really looking for those old ones that are broke in pretty good, 75 cents. Oh yeah, you went up to the where were you at? What one said, was it Salvation Army or Red Racks? You said that do the 75 cents. That's crazy. That's in my town. Stealing my. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing some more. I'm gonna do my antique mall booths. What was my best sales of 2019, so people kind of know what to look for. It's been kind of crazy, like what sold. I got a free TV I sold for $60. Kind of, because I think a lot of us should probably look into that if they have the option. It makes it easier to. I can now with garage sales. I can buy bulk DVDs, and I'm sure I can get them cheap because people don't think they can get anything for them, and I can sell them for $2 to $3 in my antique mall, and it's not a lot of money, but it pays the rent. And I see these 18 to, I don't know if it's a new hipster thing to do, but 17 to 21-year-old kids are walking out with stacks of DVDs out of my antique mall. So I don't know.
Well, if you think about it now, that it's down to like if you want to rent something on like Amazon Prime, they've got prices up to it's like $3.99 to rent something, and if you're going to go to Redbox, they've raised prices. So if you're going to do Blu-ray, it's like I think it's $2 or $3 now to rent it, and then you got to take it back. So if there's somebody that frequents your booths and stuff, and they see something that they've never seen before, it's cheaper just to buy it for $2 than it is to go rent it somewhere.
Right. Makes sense.
And then they get to keep it. But plus, when you rent something on Prime, you only get to keep it for like 24 hours. Some of them you get for longer, but most of them are only like 24 hours. So you're basically selling stuff for as much as it costs to rent these things for now. And there is the big trend of like Stranger Things. Everybody's into this 80s, 90s stuff now. I see everybody's wearing mom jeans that are like stonewashed, and we would have made fun of that 15 years ago. It was what kids wore when we were in high school, and now it's popular. They're like pinch rolling jeans again and everything. I was talking to my brother about it one day, and he was like, he said, yeah, it's weird when the fashion comes back around the second time. He said it's really weird when it comes back around for a third time, and you feel really old, because we were talking about some of that stuff because he was in high school in the early 80s.
Right. Yeah, it's funny how that is. Like those terrible jeans from Walmart that were so stonewashed, they were so nasty looking.
Yeah,
And
it's so popular now. Everybody they're more stonewashed now than they were when we were in high school. They're almost white. They're like white with a little bit of blue patches. They like roll them up clear up to their calves with like tall boots on. So it's so different. It's funny.
Are they going to bring back Aquanet and the freaking
huge like bangs. Big wings.
Remember that? Like the first few times I'm making out with girls, all you could smell was Aquanet from all the hairspray. Oh,
I never did that.
That's true.
I was probably at church.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, that's right. I'm a preacher's son. I was at church too.
Yeah, I do not like mom jeans. They're so weird looking. But I'm also in my 40s, so I don't claim to be in style either. So.
Yeah, is that new Red Rex? Is that it's up? They actually put it in a grocery store. Is it any good, Christina? Is it better than the old Red Rex? Yeah, Aquanet. I've always wondered if Aquanet is bought on the internet on eBay, because I'm sure you can't buy it anymore, and I'm sure some people just used it so much they want it still.
Your best use says, I feel called out over here. Haha. She must have on mom jeans. It's okay if you do. I'm not judging anybody. Whatever you want to wear, it's all good.
Well, I'm sorry, but if you fill them out good, people will still be okay with it. And that's probably why.
I'm never going to wear mom jeans though. Or skinny jeans.
Yeah,
my brother says, come on, man, you just got to go with the times. It's just what's popular now. I was like, I can't pull off skinny jeans. And that looks so uncomfortable to me. There's no way I'm wearing skinny jeans. Just not doing it. No one can make me. So.
Well, if you had hair, I know you'd wear a man bun.
This guest kind of looks like Bill Burr. Are you kidding me? That's funny.
I think in a way you kind of do, but it's really because you're funny. That's why.
Well, Bill Burr and Jim Gaffigan are two of my biggest appreciations. Funny story. Good segue here. So let's see, was it 10 years ago when MySpace was going on?
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to say. So I followed Jim Gaffigan on MySpace, and back then when you did that, he all of a sudden wrote this thing on my MySpace page, and it said, hey, Jason, that was an awesome barbecue you had last weekend, but man, what did you put in those beans? And then he wrote something else on my page, and I responded to it, and I said something like, hey, that's really funny, but this is probably just some like autoresponder thing from your page, and you probably didn't really write this anyway. And I wrote all this stuff, but I said it was really funny. And he responded, hey, Jason, no, it's not an autoresponder. I hope my handwritten comments are good enough for you. But that was pretty funny because Jim Gaffigan is so big now.
Yeah.
I mean, you just no way you could probably interact with him on social media and he would actually respond. But back then he was actually talking to me on MySpace. So I thought that was pretty funny.
MySpace. That's hilarious.
I've just missed like 20.
Yeah, you're telling stories. Thanks for joining, Alexis. Appreciate it. The Red Rex is big, huh? Cool. I'll have to go check it out. I haven't even checked it out. Haven't been sourcing much.
Here's Lynn said I had an Aquanet addiction. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my wife she always jokes about that too. What was that? Was that one stuff it was called Rab or something too that was like with a spray?
Yeah, something like that. It was like I
remember when we were in 6th grade, I used to always my mom would give me this hair gel and I would put it on and I would spike my hair. And it was like I never knew it, but it was like a coconut stuff. And I was always around Hank King in 6th grade. And he was always like, man, something smells like coconut. What is that? And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he would say it like every day. And he'd always be like, man, I always smell coconut. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know what that is. Like, you know, it's just so stupid and so naive back then. And it was literally like my hair gel. And then he's like, I realized that, you know, like 15 years later, that was me that he was always saying that about.
Yeah, well, it was so funny. We all had that spiked look, and then it was to make it look. It made it look all wet, like we just got out of water.
She says, wait, your best. She says when guys wear skinny jeans, it's like they stole their girlfriend's pants.
Seriously, those guys look so weird. Like you don't work out if you can wear skinny jeans and your calves.
Red Resell says you can't be called Road Warrior and wear skinny jeans. Yeah, I promise you'll never see me wearing a pair of skinny jeans.
Yeah, it's Rave. That's Rave hairspray. Man, some of those girls from our high school that were like 2 or 3 years older than us. Every once in a while, they still post those old pictures. It's so fun. It's so funny. Yeah. You're too short.
My opinion, I think honestly, I just don't like skinny jeans. I think they just look uncomfortable to me.
Yeah, I don't.
I hardly even wear jeans. Really, I just like to wear I have cargo shorts on right now, and I know it's cold outside.
Right. You've always been like
my daughters always tease me because they say I wear cargo. My daughter's always like, Dad, wear something besides cargo shorts. But then every time we go somewhere, I got to carry everybody's crap, and it's not like I have unless I'm going to bring a backpack, I got to have something to put everyone's phones and stuff in when they do stuff.
Yeah.
Here's Lynn says, my bangs were 6 inches high. I measured.
Yeah, I think everybody's was.
Burgundy Cell says, I like tighter jeans. Makes me feel like I'm being hugged.
I remember when I went to Germany and Amsterdam in 2007, and I was on the plane, and there was these big, tall Dutch Netherlands guys. They're like 6'4" blonde dudes, and they're wearing capri pants, and so it was so weird, like tight capri pants, and then they're like khakis, and then they were wearing the actual Dutch, what do you call them, the clogs. It's like the girls didn't wear the clogs. It was the 6'4".
You mean guys can't wear Crocs with yoga pants? Is that not okay?
Oh, it was so bad.
We really can't. Honestly, we can't dig much on people for their fashion, because when we were kids, people wore bike pants like as a normal thing, like bike shorts to school. True. That's pretty weird.
I remember my dad goes, "So you guys wear bike pants at your basketball game?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Your coach is fine with that?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "All right." I remember him looking at me like, weird.
You guys going to work out? No, we're just going out. Wearing that? Yeah, these black bike shorts with pink stripes down the side. What's wrong with that? Is that?
I give my dad props for not like still liking me,
Yeah. It's like 9:20. We should probably jump off here because we're running over.
Yeah. I figure we just wind it down here, 5 or 10 minutes. Thanks for joining in. We just we're gonna do some more direction. I just kind of want to do an interview to kind of show where Jason's kind of been, so you kind of know, and what he wants to kind of do with his channel, what he wants to do with his reselling business. And from now on, we're probably going to try to do a little direction of what we think helps with YouTube creating, what helps with linking other platforms, and what we've learned from other resellers, from just from this conversation. Tommy Bernard talking about promotions and what he does, and what Rev Resell does, and how people are selling GSP and the differences between that and simple export. So we kind of want to run over some of these things to help on both sides of it. And so if you like that information, which I think most of us do, try to join in. We're going to do these at 8 o'clock on Fridays for the time being. I think the next couple of weeks we might be off. Jason's wife's off. And so, he started this kind of stuff so he could spend more time with his wife and his kids. And so that's how it's going to be. And so we'll play with it, and we'll try to do it at the same times, but we might run here and there at other times if we have to. But If anybody has any other questions or anything in here, just go ahead and throw them in while you can.
I can come back. I can do one next Friday, but it's the 2 after that I'll be gone.
Okay.
So the 6th I'll be able to be good. So next Friday we could do one.
Okay. And then run over again. Tell the people that maybe just joined us about what you had the idea with the email. Sending us about the interview.
Email.
Run over that again. The people that just joined.
Tell me your email address. Is it long dot what?
LAWNNORDER at Gmail. Lawn and Order.
Check the chat. I just put it out. Make sure I got it right. I just put it in the chat.
Yep, perfect.
So if you just joined us or if you came in late, we're wanting to do just some interview people on here, and anything that would be like side hustle, reselling on eBay or whatever it is you do. If you're anything you do to make extra money, or even if you do it full time, if you have some kind of side hustle, whatever it is, that's kind of what we wanted to talk about. So we want to do some interviews and have some organized kind of a framework that we go through and interview people. We could talk about all kinds of different ways, whether it's investments or finance or whatever side hustle type stuff.
Yep.
And interview you. We'll have kind of a set amount of questions that we would go through, and so that other people can learn from you and so that we can learn from you. Because I know there's a lot of people out there that are doing way more than I am on reselling stuff. I've just restarted my eBay stuff again. 10 years ago, I sold a lot more stuff than I do now, but eBay shut down my account because I hadn't logged in a long time. So I'm kind of just getting started again. So eBay's so much easier now than it was back then. You can do it all from your phone, but there's a lot of stuff that we can all learn and a lot of interesting stuff about it. And we're trying to learn from people and help other people learn from, that. So we'd like to have people on and do interviews. It could be 10 minutes, or we could have you on the whole time if you have enough to talk about, and we'd like to get to everybody. So if you want to, I put both the emails in the chat, or you could, if you wanted to, if you couldn't get through that somehow, if it doesn't come up, you could comment on something somewhere on YouTube or something, and we could link up. But if you wanted to be on and get
can you throw your Instagram in the
what?
Can you throw your Instagram in there?
It's just Roadwarrior Reseller on Instagram.
Okay. So, that way that they can message you personally through that way if they needed to.
Yeah.
What else was I going to say? And I kind of want to do it. I think the framework is about right. 5 to 10 minutes of just kind of chit chat at the beginning, letting people file in, kind of, because how the live chat is. Everybody wants to kind of say hi and greet and meet. And so I don't want to get any meat on the bone for about 10 minutes. That way everybody's paying attention and they can be interactive with the interviewee. So, and then, like you said, kind of go on what they want to do, 10 to 30 minutes, and then make the chat after that a bunch of questions from the chat, asking the person to get interviewed what they want to ask. So the last half, make it their show, kind of, basically.
So we could start about 8-ish and chit chat for 15 minutes or so, and then bring in somebody.
Yeah, and then after that, I think that's when you let the chat ask the questions that fill in the blanks that we don't ask or they don't think to say themselves.
We can totally grill them with questions. How are you making money?
Yeah, what's your actual stats? Yeah, how much is that after taxes?
How much money are you making?
It is funny how many people talk about. Like, they never talk about what they're actually making on it, though, how much they paid for it. A lot of people just throwing up a bunch of numbers.
What can we sell on eBay? That's what we want to know, and where we find it.
But when can I quit my job? That's what I want to know. How much money did you have to make?
Right.
I always think it's funny because, like, you can tell they don't even watch because there's like 5 guys that do it full time. Like 5 girls, 5 guys. It's like so rare, and most of them have awesome husband or wife that's probably got a cool job that's keeping them feeling okay about doing it.
I like the comments. Like, people are like, well, I put in my notice because, if you're going to
like mugs. Have you heard about Dollar Tree? Yeah.
I can literally buy spatulas for like $1, sell them for like $4.
All day long, making it rain.
Yeah, everybody needs cooking utensils. So.
Thanks for Thrifting Lounge for joining in for a minute. We're just getting ready to jump off here. We're gonna try to do this about every Friday about 8 until 9 or so. Well, if we run over, we run over. Everybody's probably going over to Pittsburgh and Nate right now. And just so you know, Thrift Lounge, we wouldn't mind having you if you would like to email us. We have it in the chat somewhere and in the description. And if you'd like to get interviewed, we'd love someone like you that has a wealth of knowledge. You've sold on eBay for years, and you did YouTube back in the day. I'd love to pick your brain on how much different it is from then back now. I'd love that. So if you'd like to do an interview, send us a shout, and we can schedule something. Because I know you're trying to get kind of back into it, and yeah, one of my best performing videos was my what sold my flea market booth this month, and I think it was 30 something things for $520.
Hey, I just put my email in the chat. We throw it up on the screen, so if anybody's just joining us, they can see the email. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's all right.
It should pop up in a second.
Okay, and I went back and looked at it, and something I learned, Jason, just this morning, or was it yesterday? What's it called? Fame. What's the name of it? I just got a new thing, an analytics thing. Morning Fame. I have to look it up. I forget the name. Downloaded it, and it shows you even more analytics than TubeBuddy. And one of them was saying that I got like 7 new subscribers from that video from the flea market booth, and it was because I broke it down and made it easy to see how much you could make. But it was also showing like what you could. A lot of that stuff I wouldn't have been able to sell on eBay. And like the DVDs earlier, I was talking about DVDs, selling for $2 to $3 a piece. Good luck trying to sell that on eBay. You can't, So it's good. Thanks to your best year. Thanks, Candace. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. Thrifting Lounge. Yeah, I have Instagram. It's just Roadwarrior Reseller. I don't know, Anthony. Is yours Bluegrass Pickers on Instagram?
Yeah, I think it's. I have some of them have to say Bluegrass Pickers, so I've had to. I don't know which one I put on that one, but
Thrifting Lounge. I think I'm pretty sure I'm following you on Instagram.
Yeah, I am. His name's Kevin too, just so you know.
Kevin,
your brother's name.
Thanks for trying that for me. I probably wouldn't have been able to remember it.
Morning Fame series on Morning Fame and too, but yeah. Thrifting Lounge. Because I just found Morning Fame. I really like it. Cool. Yeah, if you guys give us a shout, we'd love to have you on. All right. Well, I guess we're going to sign off. Make sure I get my.
You're so weird.
Thank you. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate y'all. Yep. I'm going to end the broadcast, but thanks, y'all. I'll see you guys next week.
Bye.